What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And of course, when you see Jeremiah, we're going around the league and we're going around the sports world. So with that being said, we're going to start off with our first topic. Canelo versus Bud in what was an exhilarating fight, especially as you got later into the rounds. Bud comes out with the win against Canelo. Now there's talk about Bud fighting way up in class and things like that. What were your thoughts on the fight?
First of all, watching that fight, Bud, that's got to be one of the most impressive things I've seen in my entire life with boxing. He moved up like 3 weight classes. 3 weight classes, man. And I knew he could win by decision, but I was more worried about him getting cracked just one time. And he got cracked a couple times, but he was all right. It wasn't, you know what I mean? He was able to stay in the pocket and fight. This wasn't a normal like a Mayweather fight where you just where you in and out just a little bit, but he stayed in pretty much the entire time. Not the entire time, but a lot of times throughout the rounds, stayed in the pocket. That's the most part I was impressed with. Canelo really couldn't evade his punches like he does a lot and counter. Looks like Bud's a better counter puncher.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, no, and the thing about it was that I think Canelo came in the fight thinking he was going to get Floyd's power, not understanding that Bud was way stronger than that. And that was Canelo's miscalculation. Don't get me wrong. I thought Bud was going to win.
Yeah.
I just think that Canelo came in there thinking he was going to get Floyd's power, being as though Bud was coming from a smaller weight class, coming up to the weight class. I don't think he understood that Bud had like real knockout power, and I think it caught Canelo off guard. Again, absolutely impressive, but we've seen this from Bud. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he won this fight because I felt he was going down the path of the Marvin Hagler type of history. Marvin Hagler is always forgotten as one of those elite fighters. And the reason why is because at the time that he was coming through, when he finally would get a fight that was worthwhile. So like I remember I think he had like 20 fights before he fought Duran. Then after he fought Duran, he had a few more fights before he saw Tommy Hearns. Then after he fought Tommy Hearns, he had to fight somebody else. I think he had to fight 1 or 2 other guys before he got Sugar Ray Leonard. And then he never got the rematch against Sugar Ray Leonard. So it's one of those things where Bud was going down that path of a guy who's this fantastic fighter, and he was going to be basically, it was going to be the question mark on his career because everybody be like, well, like Canelo was doing, who has he fought? Who has he fought? It's not his fault that the fighters that he was coming up to fight or the fighters that were around were all losing before they got to Bud. Remember, he was supposed to fight Big Charlo. Big Charlo lost before that fight. And if I remember, didn't Earl Spence lose before Crawford?
No, he didn't lose, but he had a close fight.
He had a close fight, exactly. Yeah. And it was like, that's not Bud's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not his fault. So I'm glad he got the win. The like I said, the thing I don't like now is how everybody is talking about him going up in weight class. And it's like, and you're hearing a lot of people say it, and it's like they want him to go fight Benitez. And it's like, the man already came up 2 classes to fight Earl Spence. Then he comes up another 2 to 3 classes to fight Canelo. Now y'all want him to go up another 2 classes, against a guy that's going to be 6 foot something and over 200 pounds. Like, why does he have to be the one to travel up? You know what I'm saying? Because again, him traveling up, all that's doing is helping the guys above him that's actually below him when it comes to the money bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True.
And then he didn't get the opportunity to fight Floyd because Floyd was focused on having an unblemished record. Like he could have fought Floyd. Floyd could have fought him, but Floyd was not going to fight
Hmm.
Terrence. And we all knew that.
Nah.
So, but yeah, it was a good fight. Glad that Bud got the fight, got the win, and everything. He should probably go ahead and retire because at this point there's nobody for him to fight. I think that the sad part about boxing now is that we're going to see Tank fight Jake Paul
Yeah, and
instead of him fighting Stevenson or
he had a
Boots or
he had a
somebody.
he had a couple of fighters he could have fought.
Yeah,
Now he just taking the money.
yeah,
Another thing is, Jake Paul is a whole lot bigger than Tank. So
exactly.
Tank punches ain't gonna have the same sting like he did in his weight class. So he'll probably win by decision. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if he gets cracked by Jake Paul, he gonna feel it. If he just so happen to get cracked by him.
Not only that, you're talking about he's at his prime in boxing right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if he gets knocked out
by Jake
by
Paul.
a celebrity boxer,
Yeah,
his legacy is over.
yeah,
Yeah, he can sit up there and say he got $20 million, but you ruined yourself now.
you have. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's our take on the boxing stuff. Our next topic, man, we got to talk about it. 2-0 Indianapolis Colts and 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs. Like, what is happening in the bizarro world of the NFL where you got the Colts led by Daniel Jones that is sitting up there winning these games, and they're not. I mean, even though you can kind of say the Denver game wasn't a cookie cutter game. That was a big game. But they got past Denver. And then you got the Kansas City Chiefs, who you have to admit they faced two tough teams starting out in the
They did.
Chargers and the Eagles. So, what are your thoughts on the Indianapolis Colts and this 2-0 start?
Hey man, they call him Indiana Jones, man. Indiana Jones. Hey, listen, hey, with a 2-0 start, I'm gonna go and say right now, they're legit. They're legit. The fact of the matter is, people may say, that penalty and everything helped them out to beat the Broncos. The fact of the matter, they were close enough. They were close enough to beat
Right,
them. You
right.
know what I mean? They stayed in the game close enough to beat them. And as far as KC is concerned, KC is probably going to be one of those rare teams that start out 0-2 to actually end up still making the playoffs. Eventually, especially if they end up trading for Tyreek Hill and getting them back, um, I think they'll be fine. But I'm not gonna lie, if they lose again and they start at 0-3, I'll say it's a wrap, man. Because that's a hard thing to come back from, man. But those Colts, man, they got a good wide receiver core. They got a good old line, and hey, look what happened to Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe Daniel Jones in the right situation. He could be just in the right situation. You know what I mean?
Eh,
It's one of those things that hey, you put a quarterback with the right talent, they're better off.
How mad do you have to be as a Giants fan right now? Like how angry do you have to be as a Giants fan right now? You got Saquon Barkley in Philadelphia, who basically
Yep.
had his best output, almost broke the single season rushing record. And here you now got Daniel Jones looking like the guy you thought you drafted back in
Hmm.
2019. Like, what is happening? Like, could you imagine? And there's a lot of things at stake here. You talking about the offensive line was better, is better in Indianapolis and in Philadelphia. So now here you are as the Giants, and you just lose a game where Russell Wilson has this incredible output to the Dallas
Career
Cowboys.
high,
And
career high in fact.
how do you not be mad? Like right now, a lot of Giants are mad at the D coordinator, but it's like, how are you not mad at the entirety of that? Because now what you're saying is that it's not everybody else. It's Brian Dabo. You telling me that Brian Dabo had Daniel Jones this whole time, who actually looks like a far superior passer without him being forced to run the ball as much. He's looking so much better
Mm-hmm.
than he did when he was with the Giants. So now you say, okay,
Yeah.
it has to be Dabo, and it has to be the front office not doing their jobs properly for us to have two guys who we had a 5-year window with both of them,
Yep.
and you did nothing with them. And now one has already won a Super Bowl. The other one looks like he can be in the MVP uh voting. So it's like, damn, like how awful does it have to be as a Giants fan right now? So I don't know, man. But we'll talk about the Chiefs next. Down 0-2. Again, saw a really good Eagles team, saw a really good Chargers team. Like, like even with what you were saying, like how do you feel about the Chiefs moving forward? Because you said they go down 0-3, then we're talking about, whoa, is
Yeah.
if they don't get something to come in and help, what will happen with the team?
Well, at 0-3, man, I say if they go 0-3, it's time to hit the panic button. It's time to hit the panic button. Uh, you're looking at Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce looks like he's literally running with all the weight of the world on his back, man. Right now, I could run faster than Travis Kelce. At least I feel like I can. He looks very slow out there, man. Especially when that touchdown he dropped. That touchdown he dropped.
Mhm.
I got Patrick Mahomes in my fantasy league. I needed that touchdown, by the way. Uh, they settled for a field goal that try. Yeah, man, he was so slow. He was able to get open, but he's so slow to turn out his route and get his head around.
Mhm.
So it could just be just it maybe it's time for him to honestly hang it up. That's just my opinion. But they still got Patrick Mahomes. They still got Andy Reid. So with those two running the offense, and you got Chris Jones anchoring that defense, I feel like they're still gonna be in it, unless they go down 0-3. Because 0-3, that start to mean that's literally telling you that you got a bad team. Like
Mhm.
it just is what it is. 'Cause I don't care how good you are, Joe Montana. Don't It doesn't matter who you are. It's a bad team, and you need all them players on offense and defense to make things kosher and make sure it work, man. But if they're going 0-3, they're pretty bad, man.
Yeah, it's sad to say it. I mean, but I get it. It to me, it's kind of ironic that Travis Kelce has gone downhill since being with Taylor Swift. And I don't know if the white boy, black guy swag has left him to the point at
It's
which.
gone. No more dancing in the end zone. He don't do none of that. Yeah, he was doing the stanky leg back in the day.
Yeah. So,
He would do it all, man. I ain't seen that at all.
so I mean, maybe all that swag that he had that made him elite is now gone, being with Taylor Swift. But with that, yeah, we're seeing this in massive decline in
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. And you're talking about just this span of just 2 years, only two
Hmm.
years. And to see him collapse skill wise that much is crazy because again, you're talking about his route running isn't crisp like it used to. I mean, he
Yeah.
basically knocked out Xavier Worthy, and you talking about
Sure
that
did.
pop up, that poor catch that he had that popped up that turned into an interception.
Interception, man.
Like it's like we're starting to see either it's a decline or his mind isn't there in the game no more. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then yeah, I could see Kansas City fans talking about Taylor Swift ruined Travis Kelce, because that's going to be their next thing. That's going to be their thing because it's going to be like, yo, this guy's his production prior to being with her, the man was doing his thing. Now with her, he's doing nothing. So yeah, like I said, it's getting closer. I mean, if the Dolphins lose this game on Thursday, then I mean, we're talking about the fact that we might see Tariq Hill in
Yeah,
back in Kansas
I already
City.
heard they inquired about him. I already heard they kind of inquired about him, about Tyreek Hill. There's a chance that your bold prediction is probably going to come true.
Well, it's so far seemed like two might come true. Like well, no, maybe only one, because Justin Herbert is playing out his mind right now with the Chargers. So we'll see.
He is.
All
He is.
right, so
Yeah.
next we're
That's why
gonna
they call
go
for
ahead.
prediction.
Yeah. So next, our next topic, we're going to go ahead and do the rundown. We're not going to do Thursday's game because by the time this comes out, the Thursday game would have would have happened already, and we don't want to seem like we ain't doing our jobs properly. So, with that being said, um, the first game we got is the Bengals versus the Vikings, 1 o'clock game on Sunday. So I think that's that what is it? One of the Europe games.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't think it's not a Europe game. No, it's not a Europe game. It's not a Europe game. But we got the Bengals versus the Vikings. Who do you got in that game?
Hey, Brown is he's a pretty good backup quarterback. You got two. It's the battle of the backup quarterbacks. I just thought about it now.
Right.
You know what? I feel like JJ McCarthy stepped in too soon, and I just feel like uh can't think Carson Wentz. I feel like Carson Wentz is actually gonna be better back there right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take I'm going to take the Vikings.
um, I'm gonna have to go against you on this one. I think it's gonna be the Bengals. Even though that game was very close against the Browns, um, I think that
Mm-hmm.
defensively they did look a little bit better. I'm not certain how well they can keep up with the Vikings receivers, but I can also guarantee that Carson Wentz will find a way to throw the game away. So that's one guy. It's hard to trust him. But I
Yeah.
mean, so I got the Vikings. I mean, I got the Bengals. You got the Vikings. The next game is the Texans and the Jaguars, 1 o'clock game as well. And this is a game that the Texans cannot go down 0-3. Who do you got in this game?
I'm gonna take the Texans on this one. I'm gonna take the Texans on this one. The defense is legit. And I still don't trust the Jaguars quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. I still don't. He's gonna have one of those games where he throw 3 interceptions. All
uh
his fault.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Texans as well. The Jags, Brian Thomas don't look the same this year. I don't know what's going on with him. I think he probably has some little injury going on. And
They say he
so
had a
far
wrist
the
injury.
Travis Hunter experiment doesn't seem to be like really working the way they wanted it to work right now. So but I'm with you. I got the Texans as well. Next is the surprise team, the Colts versus the Titans. 1 o'clock game. Who you get? I mean, this is a crazy one. I mean, who do you got in this game?
Hey, I'm going Indiana Jones and company, man. I'm going to Indiana Jones, man. And, I think the Titans are the Titans to me they're a good team to have a rookie as a quarterback, but they ain't they'll be 0-3.
I'm gonna go with the Colts until they lose.
Yeah.
I mean, cause again, offensively, they had the weapons the whole time. They've always had the weapons. They got a very solid offensive line. It's their defense
Yeah.
that's doing the shocking stuff because their defense is actually playing very well. Even though it didn't seem like it in the
Mhm.
Denver game, but they're playing better than what they normally play. So with that, I got the Colts in this game as well. Oh man, the Raiders versus the Commanders. Jaden Daniels may not be in this game,
Mhm.
which is very impactful.
Yeah.
But Mariota stepped in the Carolina game and played well. What do you who do you have in this game with Jaden and without Jaden?
Yeah, that's how I was about to give it to you too. I was about to say, hey, without Jaden, our guys are lost. Mariota looked good because he's playing against historically bad defense of Carolina
Mhm.
Panthers. Historically bad, like one of the worst defenses ever. Uh, so of course he's going. Of course, I feel like he's going to look good. But I also watched Marcus Mariota in Atlanta when he rolled over on his back and tried and threw an interception.
Hmm.
I watched that. But hey, without Jaden Daniels, I feel like the Commanders are going to lose. But with Jaden Daniels, I pick them to win.
I think you and I are in the same boat. Without him, I think they lose. With him, I think they win. And because of that, that's the toss-up game. Because I mean, Jaden plays such a major role in the offense, and his ability to make plays outside of the pocket and stuff. It's going to be one of those things. Now, I will say that we might see. So in this game, a guy that I talked about in my draft series, Dante Thornton Jr., is playing in
Mm-hmm.
this game. He's the third wide receiver. 6'5", 4.3 speed. This is a guy that I've always felt was a very great, and he was going to be an elite guy. I think he's going to give
Mm-hmm.
Washington more problems than people than they can even imagine. Especially when you're talking about him being the third receiver. Mikey Sanders still is great, but
Mm-hmm.
you talking about again, this guy's 6'5", he towers over all of our
Yeah.
cornerbacks. So and he has elite speed. Like so it's that thing where it's like this may be a problematic game, especially Gino who don't mind throwing bombs. So we'll see how that goes. Next is the Rams Eagles, a repeat of the playoff game before the NFC Championship game. Who do you got in this game?
This is a tough one, but I chose the Eagles. I chose the Eagles because listen, they this tush push is gonna come down to that. Jalen Hurts
Oh,
gonna get like 1 or 2 touchdowns off the tush push. I think that's gonna be the deciding factor because you can't stop that play, man. It's like a 99. It's like kicking the field goal at extra point. They had it back in the day before they moved it back. It was just like
it was a guarantee. Like we're against on this one. I'm
yeah.
going with the Rams. I'm not certain that the Eagles secondary can stick with these two receivers. I think Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams are going to be problematic
Mm-hmm.
for the Eagles. I
Yeah.
think we might if AJ Brown doesn't get a really good look at in this game, I think we're going to see the first game where he starts talking because I think
He
right
gonna
now,
go crazy.
I think right now he's like chilling because they
Mm-hmm.
winning. But I think if they lose this game, we're going to hear his voice. Um, Next is the Falcons, the Falcons and the Panthers.
Hey, Falcons. That's
Oh
all I
man,
know.
you're down on Carolina. I mean, this is the first time I
Give or
seen
take.
you this
I know
down on them.
Falcons. ATL got it. Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
take the
Yeah, man.
Falcons too.
They let me down last week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Falcons too because I do feel that right now the Panthers are struggling. I don't know what's going like Bryce Young towards the end of the season last year was really
hmm
good. I don't know what happened. It's like the beginning of the season, like but again, y'all revamped that offensive line.
Yeah,
So
another thing, the O line they started. We got 2 injuries now.
right.
We lost 2 offensive linemen yesterday. We still got made a good backup center, but Robert Hunt's out. Robert Hunt, he's pretty much out for the season. He got a torn bicep, so
Mm,
that's that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be running
yeah.
around scrambling, trying to make something happen, but it don't matter.
All right, next we got the Steelers versus the Patriots. Steelers almost lost the game. Well, they did lose the game
Yeah.
against Seattle. I told y'all
Yeah.
I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah.
They going up against the Patriots. Patriots in their 2 games, they're up and down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Surprisingly, with Mike Vrabel team. But who do you have in this game?
I'm gonna go Steelers because I'm just getting that off Mike Tomlin. He's gonna go. I got him going 9-8. He's gonna get him 9-8 regardless. So I'm taking the Steelers on that off of that one. Uh, I haven't really got a really good chance to see how Drake May was actually playing this day. So I haven't. I mean, this season because I haven't watched a full game of him playing. So I don't have like a good beat on pretty much on how he's playing. But I know he's playing better than what he did last year from what I'm reading about. But I take Steelers just because of Mike Tomlin. He's 9-8.
I'm gonna take the Patriots, and I'm gonna tell you, like the reason why I'm taking the Patriots has a lot to do with the Steelers so far has not run the ball at all
Yeah.
or really well. I think that the Patriots are gonna force them to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with that, we're going to see the first detraction of Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is known as a running offensive coordinator. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that their running game isn't really there at this point is quite shocking. So I think the Patriots are going to force the Steelers to run. And I think that that's where we're going to see kind of like the wheels kind of fall off a little bit for the Steelers. Next is the Packers and the Browns. Who you got in this?
I'm taking the surprise pick. Nah, the Packers. Yeah,
Yeah,
I ain't taking the Browns, man. They're like a plus 850 to win this game. That's horrible odds for them to win.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm on the Packers. That defense, that offense, I don't see nobody at this current stage because they're going up against some pretty up and down teams right now. So I got the Packers as well. Yeah, I don't see them losing. Next is the Jets and Bucks.
Mm.
There's talk of Baker Mayfield 2 weeks in being the league MVP. Who you got in this game?
Man, the Bucks got too much talent on the offense side of that ball, and their defense is nice too. So it's still got Levante David. He's still hanging around.
Okay.
He,
Um,
he got drafted, and Luke Kuechly got drafted same year, still playing
yeah,
at a high level.
exactly.
Yeah, Bucks.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I'm going with the Bucks. I said it. You know, this is one of the few teams that can go five wide, and they after once you get three wide, you might have something, but once you go five wide, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So they've done well in drafting and picking things up. So I'm
Yes,
going
they
with the
have.
Bucks in this game as well. Next is a divisional game, the Broncos versus the Chargers. Will this be the first game that we see the Chargers go down, or what will this be? Who you have in this game?
I mean, I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers because they're legit. They're just a legit team, man. I watched them play a good amount last week. They are they're legit, man.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I think that Surtain and Barron will shut the two receivers down. And I think that at that point their defense will come up big. I think that offensively that they're not clicking on all cylinders. I think a lot of it, to me, in my personal opinion, they should have went with a bigger running back in the draft instead of going with RJ Harvey. But I'm gonna take the Broncos in this game. I just think defensively, they actually got the defense to match the Chargers' firepower.
Okay.
Um, Next is the Saints versus the Seahawks. Who you got in that game?
Some point the Saints gonna win, but it ain't gonna be this week. It ain't gonna be this week. I think the Seahawks are better than what they were week one. I think because of the 49ers had a really good pass rush that week. They didn't show out, but their Seahawks are a really good team. I don't think the Saints are going to win. Saints are actually pretty decent too. Yeah, well, as far as fighting, putting up a fight, they're pretty decent.
um, Something in my heart is telling me to go with the Saints. That
Got to be
battle,
upset.
that battle that they went last week, they really fought in that game. And
They've been battling.
Spencer Rattler
Yeah.
was not playing. He was trying his best to
Mm-hmm.
get them back in that game. So I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one, man. I think that battle last week might do something, might show up and appear in this game, and I think the Seahawks may be taking it back. Don't get me wrong. I do feel that they're definitely going to be on the high end of it, but I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one. Cowboys Bears.
Mm-hmm. That's at Chicago, right? Yes, that's
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, that's in Chicago. Yep.
Yeah. The Cowboys. The Cowboys will get it. I think they the O line's going to travel, so they'll be fine. Now Chicago Bears might make it look good because I don't think the Cowboys defense is great, but
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys too. The Bears are kind of like in this weird space right now.
mm-hmm.
Uh, you can see the frustration all over Ben Johnson's face. You can also see the frustration on all the players' face. I'm gonna say this: I probably wouldn't be surprised if Caleb gets benched in this game. I think they may go with Badgett
You think so?
in this game. Yeah, I think he might get benched in this game. Next is the Cardinals 49ers. Both teams look like they want to win this division. So who you got in this game?
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I know not the Cardinals. Excuse me. I'm going to 49ers. The Cardinals they like to run zone a lot,
Mhm.
and Christian McCaffrey's going to get off on that. He's because they got Mac Jones as a quarterback until Brock Purdy. I don't think Brock Purdy is going to be coming back anytime soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no.
But they're going to lean on Christian McCaffrey heavy out that backfield and passing. And he's going to have a really good game this against the Cardinals. They play a
I'm
lot
gonna
of zone.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals in this game. I think that Trey McBride is going to be the biggest factor in this game because
Yeah.
the 49ers have nothing to stop this guy. And when you talk about one of the best tight ends, is Brock Bowers one and him number two. You know what I'm saying? Because I think both of these guys do phenomenal jobs, but I think that the Cardinals take it, and I think they take it with on the back of Trey McBride. Next is a game that I think we're all probably sure is going to be won by one team. The Chiefs versus the Giants.
Hey, let Russ cook. Nah. They're about to get cooked, but but I tell you what, if like I said, man, if I think they'll make it interesting. I think they'll make it interesting. I
Mhm.
think the Giants will make it interesting. They're honestly a Jackson Dart away from being a better team. I'm talking about next year. I'm talking about next year, not this year. But I think they got their stuff together. But I go Chiefs.
Um, After that performance against the Cowboys, it's hard not to go with the Giants in
Yeah,
this
I feel you.
game. I mean, because I mean that game was big. The problem with Jackson Dart is that they said they have packages for him when he
Hmm.
comes in the game, which means he doesn't have a grasp of the playbook. And if he doesn't have a grasp of the playbook, I can just imagine how big his eyes would get if Chris Jones is sitting up there and just like dominating shit. So with that, I'm gonna have to go Giants over the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say that they'll go down 0 and
Okay.
3, but I think the Giants over the Chiefs. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football, the Ravens versus the Lions. Who you got in this game?
Whoo. Boy, I'll tell you what, the Lions looked good last week. The Lions looked real good last week. Man, but I'm just gonna go Ravens on this one, man. I'm gonna go Ravens. I want to go Lions, but I know Derrick Henry didn't have a great showing last week. But uh, I just feel he has to get off. It's not too many games he doesn't get close to that 100 yard or go beyond. Last week he didn't achieve that. So he'll probably get off this week.
I'm with you. I'm
And
with the
DeAndre
Ravens.
Hopkins are turning back in.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with the Ravens as well. I think that the Lions went up against a bad Bears team. And I
Yeah.
just think that that's all that it was. I think that the Ravens beat up the Lions on Monday Night Football. So, with that being said, y'all, that is our rundown for Pick'em games. Next, Jeremiah, what are your parlays for this week?
All right. So last week one of the greatest showing. I apologize. Didn't understand the whole Jalen Carter rule. Didn't know he was still allowed to play because got suspended the game. They got me on that one. But anyways, we're gonna have better luck. I keep it simple. We're gonna do a 3-line parlay this time. All right, so I went with the 49ers on the money line. 49ers on the money line. Then I used Dallas to cover the spread of they a -3, a -1.5. So they got to win the game by 2 points at a minimum. And then I feel like this week Justin Jefferson is going to get a chance to get off. I got him 70 yards receiving. That's very doable. That alone, if you put in $20, that's going to give you over. If you bet $20 for that, you'll get over 120 in return if you were to win that. So imagine if you put 40, you put 50.
Yeah, I mean, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think the Dallas game will be that close. That's a risky parlay, but I can understand that play. But
No, they just got to win by 2.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
but even with that, I'm gonna go in my thing because again, it's the pick'em games. So with that, man, in the survival pool, the team I'm gonna go with in the survivor pool is gonna be the Packers. I mean, and I didn't want to pick them that early because in survival pools you can't get the teams back. But with the way that the schedule currently is, I don't feel comfortable with choosing some of these other teams like the Bucks, Jets. I don't mind the Bucks, but the Jets is not an easy team to beat. So I'm gonna go with the sure thing, which would be the Packers. So that is it, y'all. Of course, me and Jeremiah will be back again next week doing the same stuff all over again. We're gonna talk NFL and some outside sports stuff as well. Other than that, y'all, I'm glad y'all all came. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share if you need to as well. This has been your man John Fortune, of course, with my man Jeremiah, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.